Everyone, thanks for joining us again. Hudson County Review Live. Thanks for giving us a few minutes of your Friday. Once again, I'm your host, the New Jersey Nightmare, the guy with the great suits and the nice hair, John Arhitis. Today, I'm joined with North Bergen Parks and Public Property Commissioner Hugo Cabrera. Hugo, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So, Hugo, you may have heard it's election season here in North Bergen.
Oh, it's definitely election season, and you see it all around. If you look around, you'll see all the signs up already. We're putting them up.
Okay. So, yeah, it's not a secret, obviously. But one thing that I wanted to touch on first was you guys had a huge rally the beginning of this week, and Stritson Park, now the Boulevard, of course, and over 1,000 people, which is not unusual. But I really felt like a lot of energy in there, and I saw a lot of new faces. So, I mean, from your perspective, you've been a commissioner since '99, if I'm not mistaken. So, just how does this differ from other rallies that you've had at that venue before?
Actually, this rally was alive, and when you looked out from the stage, looking out, it felt like it was the biggest rally we've ever had. I actually heard that there was people outside trying to get in for our rally, and I mean, it was very exciting. We had, everybody was cheering us on, and they're supporting us, and the people are out there. They're out there behind us.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely was a high-energy affair. Obviously, a lot of people up there that spoke got emotional, in the sense that the message that I heard from a lot of the electeds, especially from North Bergen, was that this one is personal. It's not just another day at the office. So would you agree with that?
Well, it is personal because we love our town. The mayor loves his town. Loves our town. We all love our town. And when somebody that does not live in our town, and we know he doesn't live in our town, comes here and says that he's going to save the people, doesn't make any sense, because we are here for the people. We are really here for the people, not him. So, we all got emotional, and we're taking it personal. We're really taking it personal because they're not going to come here and destroy our town.
So give us a perspective. Obviously, before my time, go back to 99, 2003, 2007. What makes, for lack of a better term, the Larry Weinstein years different than those previous elections?
Because they take it to a point where they're trying to divide our town. And there's no reason to try to divide our town. Our town is united. They say that we're anti-Hispanic. It's not true. It is not true. You go through Town Hall, and you'll see that every office has at least one Spanish-speaking person, or maybe two. Most of our police department, 60% of our police department is Latino. And, all these lies that he puts out there. I mean, he's trying to say that I'm not a Latino. I've been living in this town for over 30 years. As a matter of fact, Mayor Sacco, he was a close personal friend of mine when I was a teen.
Oh, yeah?
So, and I've known him that long. So for him to say all these crazy things that we're anti-Hispanic here makes no sense. And it just aggravates me every time I hear him say that.
Well, that makes sense. Obviously, you're of Latin descent. So just tell us a little bit, on a more hyper-recreation level, let's say. Tell us a little bit about your department, what you guys have been working on, and what big changes have come your way in the past 4 years.
Well, I mean, we've renovated a lot of our parks. You look around, we have artificial turf everywhere. We redid our track last year, our football field. We did it 2 years ago. Last year, we opened up a brand new baseball field, state-of-the-art, beautiful, right here on 76th Street. This spring, we're going to open up another a brand new softball field that's going to be state-of-the-art. Not only that, we're also renovating several parks around the area. We're also putting water features in these parks. 38th Street Park we're renovating. We're renovating basketball courts. We're going downtown. We're going to actually have a beautiful park with a water feature right on Patterson Plank Road. And that we're going to actually have a groundbreaking soon. And then we're going to go right to 13th Street where we're going to start, we're going to also have a groundbreaking there for our new community center and library. We have a library downtown, and you have to see this library. It's so packed whenever you go into it. Now the new library is going to be almost two and a half 2.5 times the size.
Yeah, I saw the renderings. It looks pretty impressive.
Wait till you see the community center, the recreation part of it too. We're going to have a track there. We're going to have a basketball court. We're going to have a field on top. It's state of the art. It's beautiful, and the mayor cares about this town, and he just keeps coming up with ideas. It's hard for us to keep up with the mayor. I got to tell you, sometimes it's hard for us to keep up with the mayor because we tell him, we go, Mayor, what do you think about this? Great idea. Go for it. Let's go. And he just keeps us going.
Yeah, so, another thing that you hear a lot from the other side on that point is a lot of people say, there should be term limits, it's time for change, and, it's not every town in New Jersey that people run for 8th term, but why do you think that, Mayor Sacco's been a good fit for North Bergen up to this point, and, why this is totally logical for him to seek another term?
Well, as we go out, we hear the same thing from a lot of people. They say, we know what we have with Mayor Sacco. We know that Mayor Sacco cares about our town. This guy doesn't even live in the town. And we hear that from the residents. Why is he trying to come to our town? Why is a millionaire trying to come into our town and trying to steal our town? Doesn't make any sense. So people out there, they know that Mayor Sacco is here for the town, and he's here for us, for all of us. And that's why I believe that Mayor Sacco is going to win. We're going to win. We're going to have a big win.
All right. So obviously we'll talk more about that, but actually on the rec level, I did have at least one more. So I know you guys here in North Bergen take a lot of pride in your sports.
Oh, absolutely.
So
like I'm wearing my soccer.
I saw it. Yeah, no, custom. It looks good. I gotta get me one of those. But no. So just out of curiosity, which one do you enjoy watching the most? Which team you like the most, and why?
Well, I love watching all the teams. Sure. I love softball because both my daughters played softball. Soccer is our biggest program. It's by far the biggest program. We just finished registering over 1,000 children for soccer last week, and it's still growing, and it continues to grow every year. And it's a sport that everyone enjoys. Boys, girls, they all play it. We have right now we also have travel teams, so it just keeps growing and growing and growing, and it's actually pretty exciting. At first, I wasn't like, my father always said, "Oh, soccer," and I was like, "Oh," but once I started getting into it and started watching it, especially after I became a commissioner, I started actually going to the games, and they are pretty exciting games. You're like watching these kids play, and it's very exciting. It's great.
All right, cool. Well, actually, in a similar vein, though, I wanted to also mention that this was the first year that there was a women's wrestling team, right?
Yes, actually, it's not the first year that we had a women's wrestling team. In the rec, we've had these girls wrestle in the rec for us for many years now. For several years, we've had them wrestling. And as a matter of fact, Amanda Pace, which she just came in second in the States, I believe she actually won a couple of junior state championships. And she's part of the rec. She's a product of the rec. And, it's very exciting when you see a child that came up through the ranks, through the rec, go into high school and be successful in the high school. It makes us proud as a town that we were part of it, and we feel like we're part of it. Every time a child goes out there and does something incredible like that, it makes us feel like we're part of it too.
Of course. So, in previous years, there have been females that have competed on the wrestling team, but this was the first time there have been all-female divisions right?
In the high school level, yes. Yeah. In the high school level, that they actually, because in the junior level, they've always had like the boys and the girls. They've actually had that, but now in the high school level, this is the first year that they implemented this, and it was very successful. And I'm just very happy to see that the girls are out there and they're doing their thing.
Yeah, no, it's pretty interesting to say the least. I'm a big fan of combat sports, so I got to check that out next year. But
yeah, I've seen you watch the MMA. You're into that stuff.
I am. It's no secret. So on another vein, in another note, so we're here at the Board of Ed today. Obviously, you're a secretary here, and every so often you do see Larry Weinstein and others show up at the meetings, and they make allegations of cronyism and patronage, and our schools are not getting the proper funding, and there's of course a pending lawsuit that's preventing the school expansion program. So when you hear all of this, and you're sitting here as a Board of Education employee for many years, what's going through your head?
Well, the funny part is that what we're trying to do is we're trying to do what's best for the children. And there's a lawsuit over here when what we're trying to do is trying to reduce class sizes, we're trying to renovate the schools, we're trying to get air conditioning in the schools, and here we go, and they're trying to stop it. Why would Larry Weinstein try to stop something that's good for the children? It doesn't make any sense. So you sit here and you're like saying, does this make sense? Why is somebody promoting themselves as somebody that wants to stop something that's going to be good for the children? I'm still baffled over it. I really am. I sit here sometimes and I say, why would he do that? But you know what? If that's what he wants to do, he has no stake in it because his children don't go to our schools. So why would he care about our kids?
Well, he has said in the past, I know, that he's not sure if the bonding numbers actually add up, and I'm not sure what he's basing that on, but I know he has made that general statement, and I know he also is not a fan of using the old high-tech school because he said that Tonelli Avenue is too dangerous of an intersection for children to be, picked up and dropped off and crossing the street. So your thoughts on that?
Well, the children are going to be bused there. They're going to be bused there. And look, my daughter actually went, I had 3 children. Mm-hmm. I have 3 children, actually. I have 3 children.
Thank you for clarifying.
2 of them came to North Bergen High School. They loved it. 1 was more into the art stuff, and she wanted to go to high-tech high school. And she did. It was fine. She went there for 4 years. There was never a problem. There was busing, same thing. I would drive her sometimes, or she would walk. It's never been a problem over there. He's creating a problem. He's creating a situation because, he wants to. Because there was people that would apply for high-tech high school to try to get into that high school. So why is it a problem now? Because North Bergen is doing it and he just wants to be against us? That's the reason that he's upset about it. Because he just doesn't, it's not his idea. He's not doing it. It's our idea. It's something that's good for the town. And that's why he's trying to stop it.
All right, so I think we've given people a fairly broad array of what you've been doing over the past, many years. So you're seeking the 6th term. Why did you want to continue on with the rest of the slate? Was there any 1 or 2 initiatives that you're looking forward to here?
Well, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. There's still so much more that we can do and so much more that we can do for the township. And, we've provided great services and we want to continue to do that. And we're not going to give our township away. We're not just going to give it to somebody to destroy it, because that's not what we're about. And the mayor's strong on that, and he's moving along, and he's telling us this is what we're going to do, and we're going to move forward, and we're going to do much more things for the town.
Okay, so we've talked at length about, the Board of Ed, and we've talked at length, of course, about the rec too, but the public property aspect, I think, is something that gets overlooked in a lot of the commissioner forms of government. So just tell me what you're usually doing on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month with that, and some things that people could look for in the future that are coming out of that department.
Well, look, the public part of it is, what they're doing is you're talking about public property part of it.
Yeah.
What they're doing is they're basically keeping the buildings up, working and running, and every day they're doing something. The parks are always clean. They're cleaning the parks. They're taking care of all our buildings. They're doing renovations, and all that work is being done. So that part of it, it's like basically it's a part that nobody really sees, but every day somebody's doing something in that part.
Okay, very good. So in the past 4 years, since 2015, what would you say is your biggest accomplishment as a team, as a Board of Commissioners? And, assuming all goes well and there is another 4 years, what would be your biggest goal that you'd like to accomplish then?
Well, look, our biggest goal is we haven't raised taxes. We're stable taxes. Our town is moving forward. It's thriving. The community is a community that's united, and that's what we want to continue. We want to keep our community united. We want to keep them together. We don't want this, someone coming in here and saying that, this township is divided, is this, is that, and trying to cause turmoil here. We don't need that. We want to continue doing what's best for the township of North Bergen. Look, the services that every department provides, Frank Gargiulo's department, you see the snow removal, second to none. And this is like the second hilliest township in the nation. And yet, whenever you go out there, you see blacktop whenever it snows. The streets are clean. The streets are clean. Taxes, stable. I mean, Chris Pianese, Julio Marenco, they do a great job with that. Police department, accredited to police department. They went through a 3 years of all kinds of paperwork, testing, and everything to try to become an accredited department, and they did. And not only are they probably the safest, they are probably the best police department in the Hudson County, but they're also one of the top police departments in the state. Our senior citizens. Look at everything we do for our senior citizens. They go to movies. They take them for lunches. They have great parties. The services are great. The nutrition center, they're there all the time. My mother goes there all the time. She loves it. She loves it. She's like, she sees the mayor and she wants to hug him and kiss him, and she says, Mayor Sacco, you're the best, because, everything they get there, they have bingo. My mother's like, she's a little bit of gambling. So she loves the bingo. She loves the bingo, and she's, whenever, it's like they keep them together and everybody's happy. Everybody's happy because we're all part of one community. So, all these things, this is what we're doing, and this is what we're giving, we're giving back to the people. Their vote, this is what we do. We help them, we help everybody, and we give back to them.
So I understand the day-to-day, the week-to-week, the month-to-month. And we see it when we go, out on the streets. But if there was one major endeavor or project you wanted to get done in the next 4 years, is there anything that comes to mind?
We want to continue doing what we're doing. We want to continue providing these services. Did you see how you were at a Christmas party, weren't you?
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. Now we're going to have an Easter party on April 18th. That's, my department is on notice. It has to be better than the Christmas party. I don't know if they're going to be able to do that, but you know what? What we're doing is we're trying to make everything better. Every time we do something, we want to top the next time that we do something. So that's what we're doing, and that's the way we want to continue to do things. Whenever we do something, next time we got to top it. And that's the best way to handle things. That's the best way to always look at things. Always try to do better, and that's what we want to do for the next 4 years.
There's nothing wrong with setting the bar high. Yeah. So, speaking of outdoing yourselves, one thing that caught some people's attention was when you submitted the petitions for nomination as a team. Over 52,000 signatures collectively. Yeah. Over 10,000 a person. Why did you guys feel like that was necessary to? Why did you feel like it was necessary to go so far above and beyond when you just needed 350 apiece?
Well, we went out and people were signing them, and they kept signing them, and they kept signing them. So if you really think about it, this time we came in 40% more than what we did the last time, 4 years ago. Now, our opponent, I believe he came in almost 40% less than what he did the last time. So it tells you something. It tells you that the people actually do approve of the job that we're doing because they're willing to sign it. I just had one of my neighbors come up to me and say the other day, he goes, "Hey, I didn't get to sign the petition. Can I sign it now?" I'm like, "It's a little late, but, we appreciate it." He goes, "Give me a sign. I'll put the sign up." And I said, "All right, we'll give you a sign." And he put 2 signs up in his house. That's what we're getting, and the people are happy with what we're doing. And, did we have to go that far? No, but you know what? It's great that they're doing it. It's great that the people are signing it, and it shows that they're happy with the job that we're doing.
So Larry Weinstein, as you probably saw, he told me that it was laughable because you guys had uniformed police officers and teachers going to students' homes and, a lot of other municipal employees helping out the cause. So your take on that?
Listen, uniformed police officers, come on, that's ridiculous. Anybody that does this, they do it because they love the town. They're volunteering their time. They're doing it because they love what we're doing. Not because they're being forced to do it, like he says, or we're sending police officers. Come on. Does that even make any sense? Does it really make sense? Be honest with me. Does it make sense?
It would be a stretch.
It's a complete stretch, but that's the kind of lies that always come out. This is the kind of lies that they're always saying, and it just doesn't make any sense. But you know what? The people that are doing it, they volunteered, they wanted to help us, and they want us to win. They want us to win. They want this town to continue moving in a forward and moving in the right direction.
Though I always say nothing is impossible in Hudson County, so I never discount anything 110%.
That, I can tell you, did not happen.
Okay, well, there we go. So with that said, I think this is a good time to ask you, Hugo, what's your prediction for May 14th?
I think we're going to have a big win. We're going to have a huge win because the people are behind us. I mean, we're walking every night, and the people are just happy with the job that we're doing, and I predict a big, big win.
All right, excellent. And anything else you want to add today?
No, just don't forget to come out and vote because we need this big victory.
Commissioner Hugo Cabrera,
Thank you.
it's been a pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. My esteemed colleague, Bus Reports, he makes this all happen, so we appreciate his work as well. Thanks, everyone, once again for tuning in. You have an excellent, fantastic weekend.